My name is Ayodele. I have a degree in mathematics and I just concluded my 3 weeks training at Wave Academics.
Osun State, the 9th smallest state in area and 19th most populous state of the 36 states in Nigeria. A place that bears its own challenges, yet filled with countless possibilities. This is where Ayodele Elumide Elujoba, a Wave graduate, was born and bred.
Hi, I'm Elujoba Ayodele. I run a hospitality outfit called Perfume Garden Hotel in Ile-Ife. You see, my life after the university was very, very challenging. I knew I need to be skilled to get a job because the regular university education was not enough. You see, when I wake in the morning, I prepare my CVs. I have two ways. I have the paper, the one written on paper, the hard copy, and I have the soft copy on my phone. So that's between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. I'm off to the island. I go around offices, drop my CVs at company headquarters where I would love to work. And when I'm done with that, I look for a cyber cafe around, to get cheap internet. And because then internet was quite expensive, so I started sending my CVs to different HRs. That goes on between 6 and 9 a.m. So between 10 a.m. and 12, what I do is I go to the newspaper vendors and I get newspapers. I go to the career section of newspapers and I check for email of HRs and companies and recruitment agencies. So what I actually do is I send the email and I keep sending reminders every blessed day. And sometimes they actually call me that we found your CV. Would you be chanced enough to come for an interview? I'm like, okay. And when I get there, and the funny thing I discover is these people are not real or genuine recruitment agencies, they are scammers. And the first thing they'll be like, oh, before we can process your application, you have to pay us 2,000 naira. It was a scam. So I fell into such scams like 4 different times. Those were really, really uncomfortable times for me. I mean, I didn't like to be the one that would be at home every day and be seen as unemployed. It was not so pleasant for me. So every day it's made me more determined that, see, this job search thing must be over. But God so good, I got an interview opportunity and I was hired. I got my first opportunity in 2009. They later learned from my extracurricular activities that I was into sports. I was an athlete. I did taekwondo. So with that experience, I was interviewed if I could handle the gym, and I did excellently well. Well, the experience working in the gym then was fun having people around because it was kind of very inclusive and interactive. You worked out with them, you exchange pleasantries, you talk, you get to meet them, you get to know them. But after they leave, you're all alone. It's always very quiet, and aside people coming in, there is nothing really much to do there. Nothing really much. So after spending 6 months in the gym there, I got bored and I started feeling like I needed to do more. I felt like I was being limited being in that tiny office called the gym. So I felt like I could do other things in this business. I could learn about the front office. I could learn about food and beverages. I could learn about even the spa. So I shouldn't limit myself, and I put in my resignation. So I made up my mind to leave. Well, when I left West Town Hotel, my parents were like, why would you leave? You don't have another job. It's risky. Do you know how long it took you before you got this? Why would you leave? You should at least wait till you get another one. But I was like, no. You see, coming to this workplace every day doesn't even give me time for job hunting again. It's like morning till evening. So when would I ever have the time? See, I'm prepared. If it's just 1 month, full time, let me hit the streets again. Go job hunting, job searching like I did before. I am more experienced now. I know what to do and what not to do. I know how to fast track this process.
Ayodele moved to Lagos in search of opportunities after completing his university education. This experience was not as fruitful as he hoped.
I spent 8 good months at home. That was a terrible one. I was broke. I was frustrated. I wasn't happy with myself. So I went back to my job hunting.
After multiple trials, Ayodele got his first opportunity, but it was short-lived.
So I went back home. So it took me another 8 months at home. Those were very difficult times for me. And I found it more challenging than ever. So I started thinking that, see, I think I need help in this thing because I've tried every possible trick I know out of the bag and nothing was happening.
8 months with no success of getting a job, Ayo heard about Wave and decided to give it a try.
I met young people there. It was like a home zone kind of thing. They were like, oh, you want to come from the program? Yes, we train young people to get opportunities in workplaces, really. And they told me a lot of sweet things about the place. And I'm like, it's true. So the guy was like, see, it's just 2 weeks. It's a 2 weeks program. And the 3rd week is for job shadow. You'll be taken to different employers. You stay there. They attach you with them. You see how they run their business from morning till evening, all through the day. And the guy went further again that, see, some people are so lucky that right during the classes, they get hired. I'm like, tell me more. He said, come for the training and you will understand. So I made up my mind. I came, and it was a Monday. I came very early, very, very early. So the whole registration thing was fast-tracked, and I met up with the class. So there came the job shadow, and a lot of people were getting in sales. They were getting in cleaning, stroke housekeeping, hospitality. I actually wanted hospitality because I was familiar with hospitality. But I don't know, something just came up and I was told about the health sector, you know, a clinic in Ikoyi, a children's practice. The first time I got there, I fell in love with the place, the people there actually. And at the end of the 1 week, I was told to stay. And immediately, a contract was drafted for me and I started getting paid right from that month.
We went to the training at Yaba. He was doing the training. He did the training for 2 weeks. Then later, he got a job at Ikoyi. He was waking up very early, 4:30, 4 o'clock, to beat the traffic. When he was going, there was nothing. Sometimes I prepared food, I gave to him. I gave him some money for transport.
Ayodele's excitement about getting a job was cut short as he had to attend to his ailing father.
I worked at the clinic for a total of 8 months. I was planning to work for a year, but my dad was sick, so he had frequent visits to the hospital. So he always wanted me around. But normally I leave on Fridays. I come down to Ife, and all through the weekend I'll be with him. And I leave Sunday evenings or sometimes Sunday nights. And I take like a night bus back to Lagos and I resume 8 a.m. in the clinic. So this experience went that way for a while. But after some time, I started getting fed up of the city life, trust me. Waking up in the morning, trying to beat the traffic was one of my biggest problems because where I stayed was quite far. So this constant tussle went on for like 8 months, and it got to a point I got fed up. So I made up my mind to leave. So leaving the job, I came back to Ile-Ife. So I had to look for something to do. So when I left Lagos to Ile-Ife, I stopped at htwo. Htwo Modu is like a 10-15 minutes drive from Ile-Ife, and it's a smaller town that has this university, htwo University, and I got a piece of land at htwo University, a cheap one, and I started with a restaurant, and later I added up some rooms. Within 2 years, I had 4 rooms there, and the restaurant was still running. The restaurant was the actual cash cow that brought in the people and marketed the place. And from there, I discovered Ife was a bigger market, and Ife was where my father was staying. So I had to move from htwo to Ife. And remember, I told you my father was running a guest house in one of the 2 buildings he had in the compound in Ife. So when I came, but with the little exposure I had working in hospitality and my little experience, I started the reconstruction of the place. So after some time, business started booming. People started noticing us in the neighborhood, and they were commending me. Wow, there's something special about you, this boy. Since you've come, since you've returned, we've seen changes in this place. Keep up the good work.
We started, after the job for a few months. Job is not lasting. We later come to Ife. Here, I started home at htwo. So he was doing that business just like a hotel and restaurant. He was making it so that, say, ask me to leave that place. I've come here. So since you have come here now, we started expanding this place and beautify the place, renovating the place. Then things are becoming good.
Some skills I learned in Wave that I found very, very important and handy for me in this business. Till today, you see, interviewing skills. This was one of the things we learned in Wave. It was a very practical session. We had a desk and 2 chairs, one for the interviewer and one for the interviewee. And we were asked questions, critical questions, like we actually did a mock work interview, and every scenario was being practiced. But you see, learning this skill alone when I was in Wave has made me make informed decisions when it comes to workplaces. When I want to hire people now, I don't waste time. Within 5 to 10 minutes, when you talk, when I go through your CV, I actually know if you are someone I need to work with me, or if you would cause a problem for me. Another thing I found interesting and very useful is customer relation. There's this class for customer care in Wave that they teach you how to handle customers, how to handle difficult people, how to, you see, how to close sales, how to turn potential customers into paying customers.
Ayo was the best person to manage this place because he tolerates and he can handle. He always did. In fact, with the experience he had when he worked in Koyi, so with that training he got at Yaba, so when he come, he changed. So he handled this business like I was surprised. Then my late husband said, well, this guy is the one who will manage this business, even if I'm away. So he really took up on the business, took care of the whole family.
My name is Fabeku Oluwatosin Emmanuel. I work at the Perform Garden Hotel, Ojaja, Ile-Ife. I work as a supervisor. If I should say the most exciting part about my boss, he doesn't joke with the welfare of his staff. He took us as brothers. Nothing in this life, or let me just say, nothing that he will do in this organization that he will not inform us. Unlike every other organization, as a boss, a boss will always like to act like a boss. That's what concerns them. But his own is not like that. Where his relationship with other workers has been so fantastic, because on daily basis, he makes sure that he makes us laugh, even if it is just to crack a joke. You understand? So at least before you know it, we just found your teeth outside.
My name is Olanrewaju Rashid, the manager of Perfume Garden Hotel here in Ojaja, Ile-Ife. What really makes my boss to stand out in terms of the management of the business is because of high level of dedication. As young as he is, I have worked with different kind of bosses that is even older than he, that is even more established in terms of finances. But in terms of his own case, it's good. Every kind of resource that gathers together to make sure he manages to make sure this big progresses.
When the younger brother was traveling, he made a lot of contribution. The sister just traveled now at early March. So he made a lot of contribution. Myself, I have an allowance for monthly. Say I should not do any work again. So he has contributed a lot to the family through this business. Things are changing for good for us.
In recent times, I have been blessed, let me put it this way. Running this business has been a happy story for me, a good story. So far, so good.
According to African Development Bank, there are 60 million plus youth in Africa that are currently unemployed. WAVE has trained 60,000 plus on employability skills and connected as many to job opportunities. We are eager to do so much more, but we need you. We're building a community of volunteers who are willing to contribute to solving this problem of youth unemployment. With every donation you make, 100% goes to supporting everyone that comes through the WAVE program. And we will keep sharing our impact with you until the day we're able to make a dent in the problem of youth unemployment. Join us today. Let's do this together.